Yes, you're seeing it correctly. This is the Google headquarters, or one of the headquarters in New York. $2 billion it cost them to buy this whole building. Now, when they bought it, they were also using it along with other people. One of the issues that Google has now is they're not renewing the leases for the other tenants that were here when they bought it for $2 billion. And it is beautiful inside. They even have YouTube studios inside. So if you surpass a certain criteria for subscribers and number of people watching, then you get to use the studios free of charge. But it is a beautiful building. And as it says, the Port Authority of New York, this was one of the former headquarters of the Port Authority until a private real estate company bought it from the Port Authority. Here you have the main entrance to the building, or one of the main entrances, because it's such a big building. Now, what they've done is they've used this space, the front space, for commercial usage, like Chase Bank in the distance there. That's the most highly profitable use of space that's right on the street. It only makes sense. And then sometimes they're just waiting for other tenants, like in that space there. Now, let's take a look at the area around here just to see what the buildings look like. You can see here, this is 8th Avenue and 16th Street, and not too far away from Midtown. You can see all the mid-rise apartment buildings and mid-rise buildings are around here. Now, of course, in about 30 years, that's not going to be the case. My bet is that a lot of these mid-rise buildings will disappear as more dense housing and more dense construction start to appear. The Port Authority building itself, that was the former headquarters, is extremely dense. There's no way that you would put an entire building on a block today. No city would allow it because it's just way too dense. But because it was a quasi-government agency, the Port Authority of New York, New Jersey, that was allowed. And it was a very, very valuable piece of property. Now, almost midway between the 8th Avenue side and the 9th Avenue side, we're just taking a look to see how huge this building is. How dense the construction is, and as I mentioned earlier, it's only because the quasi-government authority was using this building for many decades that this kind of building was allowed to be built. You see that is the 8th Avenue side there. And as we turn, we'll see again the 9th Avenue side. And from the 9th Avenue side of 16th Street, you can see the other side of the Google building. Incredible structure, incredible building, huge. Look at that way that it's designed, just absolutely huge. Here is another view of the front part of Google headquarters. This is on the 9th Avenue side.